guys, how you doing? This is Mango etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for One Piece episode 912. We start off with just finding out how well Usopp, Robin, and Frankie are doing. We know they have their clothes, so it's just just to see us and find out how well they're doing right now. Obviously, within the episode, we see Usopp doing his thing, so he's doing his job really well. He mentions later on that he gave up one card today, so I don't know how much he's been giving out in previously, so it might be a slow day, it might be a good day for Usopp. We don't exactly know, but we know he's doing his job. Robin tells us that she thinks that she's going to be invited to see Orochi soon, so you get the impression she's doing the job as well. Frankie does mention that he's having troubles getting the blueprints from the guy. So 2 out of 3, no, that's not bad, and 2 out of 3 is not bad. So we have that. So as after that happens, we spent a lot of the episode just focusing on shooting Marby, just learn about his just a little bit about his past really, and the fight with him and Jack. That's probably the most exciting thing to happen for the episode for you guys. We'll talk about the fight in just a little bit. So we learn a few things about Shikamaru. We hear that he's the greatest samurai. So implying, not the greatest, strongest. Sorry, that he's the strongest samurai. So probably I don't necessarily doubt it, but probably out of all the people present on Wano currently, I'm talking citizens of Wano, he's probably the strongest samurai out of them. I sincerely doubt it. Maybe one of them, but strongest, I doubt it. But yeah, so we learned that he used to serve under Odin, but once Odin died, he went kind of rogue. There was another thing that we learned within the episode. Oh, that he wants to die and he's just looking for a reason to die, just someone to kill him off, someone worthy of killing him off. Kind of like Kylo, because Kylo wants to die as well. But anyway, so there's that. We learned those things. I think was there more? I'm not sure there's more, but those are the 3 most important things that I remember from the episode. And now the fight with Jack. So Shikamaru is introduced within this episode. It's the first time we see him in the flesh. Other than that, it's just like those small flashbacks that we've had. Kind of not the flashbacks, but when someone's thinking about him, you see a silhouette version of him. It was up until now was that, and we are reintroduced to not reintroduced. Jack is now back. Jack is back. Jack is back. So now, for me personally, I have never been a fan of Jack. There was all when in Zao, there was always this hype around Jack. Oh, he's gonna fight Zoro. Oh, he's gonna fight this person. Oh, he's gonna fight that person. And I love to remind people any chance I get that Jack was one-shotted by Zunisha. Sorry, Jack Nagi, but I'm the deep blue sea for you. So to have him back is like Jack. To my recollection, Jack has done nothing that impressive. The most impressive thing that Jack has done in One Piece is being able to fight Neko and Inu back to back. I can't remember how many days it was, but it was days back to back without no break for days. So I can give him a round of applause for that. But other than that, one shot. And within this fight within Shikamaru, see that's for me. Sorry, I started there. For me, I'm a bit shaky about this one. After I do this video, I'm probably gonna go back and read the manga chapter, because for me personally, I don't remember the fight being this stretched out, and I'm pretty sure that this is the anime just trying to just trying to drag out the episode. For me, I don't remember Ashura shooting Maru, sorry, and getting hit so many times. I don't remember that. From my memory, it was just Shikamaru getting hit, and I'm not going to spoil it because the fight's not over. Not Shikamaru getting hit, Shikamaru getting in the hit, and then I won't spoil the rest because it is a bit more of the fight to happen. But for me, like, this is another L for Jack, because back in South when he was fighting Neko and I forgot to mention this, he was able to like however many days it was, non-fight, non-stop. But at the end of it, he didn't come out with the W in this fight with Astra. Shooting Mari, sorry. So far, he he got in a clean. Or in the episode, it was 2 clean hits, and like especially for the first one, so I'm not sure how much of this fight is filler because I think some of it is filler. So I'm talking about the first hit now. When he gets that in, Jack's like, "Oh, Nani, you didn't see it coming. Clean." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really think Jack is that impressive. But hey, that might be just me. Anyway, so that was the fight stuff. There was a lot of, I call it the Dragon Ball Z style of fighting when you just multiple hits. Not much fight choreography there. So for me, I didn't really enjoy the fight, and that's why I think that that most of this fight was filler within this episode. But after all of that, and all said and done, we have Kaido. We see him in between the fight as well, drinking, getting drunk, and he's like, you know what? Let me hop over to Wano. So he's in Wano presently, and now Law has seen him, Luffy has seen him, Shura has seen him, Summon Samurai has seen him. Obviously, Jack knows he's there, Shitamaru knows he's there, and it just makes you think. Because when I read this in that manga, I was like, oh my gosh, the final boss is here already. Because obviously, the final boss is the final boss, so we don't see him until like the end. Like he doesn't come face to face, even though he's not exactly face to face with the protagonist right now. Doesn't usually, the final boss doesn't usually come face to face with the protagonist to the very end. So, what do you guys, anime only watchers, obviously, I'm talking to you guys right now. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think, Luffy versus Kaido already? Maybe? So let me know what you think is going to happen there. I think this episode is worthy of a 3-star rating. I usually recognize pacing issues, but with this episode, I think the pacing was fairly okay, so I have no problem with it. But other than that, it was just a standard episode, just progressing the story at a very moderate pace. So, like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Mango Section. I'm here today to bring a review for One Piece episode 913. Now, this episode took something that when it happened in the manga, it was like an oh my gosh moment. What's going on? What's gonna happen next? And turned it into something that's just really boring. At times, I kid you not, I thought I was watching things in slow motion, and the problems come from the pacing. Something that I bring up time and time again within my reviews for One Piece, and now for me this is really a problem because when this stuff happened in the manga, I felt one way, and when I watched it in the anime, I guess I shouldn't feel exactly the same as I did in the manga because I know what's gonna happen next, but get me, the feelings should be still there. The anime should be always trying to recreate the feelings of when people read in the manga, if they do both, if they read and watch. But this didn't even come close. I was on the other side of the spectrum for this episode. So let me talk about what happens in the episode, and then let me talk about how I felt. Both sides. Obviously, okay, cool. So within this episode, we have Kaido. He's in dragon form, doing his full Shenlong version, DBZ, and he's come here to find Luffy and Law. He is pissed, literally, not vexed, but too much alcohol in the system. He's drunk. I don't think he's drunk. Let's just say tipsy, but he has come. He's looking for Luffy and Law, so he's looking through Curry within this episode, and during this time he sees Shutamaru, and like I said, he's drunk, he's tipsy, so he's there. He's also trying to recruit Shutamaru. So again, that could be a testament to Shutamaru's strength because for Kaido to want him in his crew and even forget about what's previously happened. He said something about let's forget about the past. Just bow down to me and all is forgiven. So that must be a testament to just how strong Shutamaru is. So as he's destroying Curry, like I've been saying, he's tips, he's drunk, he's not in his right frame of mind. Uh, Hawkins comes over and he doesn't know that the information he's giving Kaido is true, but he's like to Kaido, yo, Kaido, they over there, head that way. And now he says this because he wanted to spare Curry. He knows about how important Curry, mainly the civilians, because I think it was said that they do some sort of work. Can't remember what it was exactly, but he's just trying to get Kaido out of there. But he is right in his info. So he goes over there. Kaido sees the members of the Straw Hats that are up there presently. Remember, Luffy ran off previously. Law went after Luffy. We have Kinemon, who has gone after his wife, and Kiku, who's accompanied him to do that. So there's only a few members of the Straw Hats there. Obviously, we know Zoro is still lost. Usopp, Frankie, Robin, they're doing their thing as well. So then they're not there presently. But Kaido heads over there. He loads up a dragon breath. What's it called? No, blast breath. Fires it off and takes out the mountain range that Curry Castle is on. So that's what happens in an episode. But let me talk about how I felt about it in the manga. This is off the top of my head, but I remember joking, obviously, because they're not going to end the series there, obviously. But I remember joking about this in real life conversations, and like, yeah, the Straw Hats are dead. Next chapter, Luffy and the rest of the cats will die shortly after that. But I do remember being impressed by just the destructive power of Kaido, because we could possibly say that this is a casual attack from Kaido. So for him to be destroying, for him to be doing what he did, and I'm not a power scaler, but for him to be doing what he did within this episode, very impressive. So when he starts flexing on some people, it's gonna be a problem. But and I also did feel, cause like it's hard to fully feel like, oh my gosh, the Straw Hats are dead. I mean, like, oh my gosh, the people that got fired that are dead, because there's some main cats in there that will be there to the end of the series. But I did feel that, like, as some sort of percentage within me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what has happened? Are they okay? Did they get hit? If they didn't get hit, how did they survive it? Blah 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 blah. Those kind of thoughts. When it comes to the anime now, it's like vice versa kind of thing. I was thinking, why are they taking so long for that Kaido to load up his attack, fire it? Why are they trying to build tension with all this skipping to Luffy, skipping to Kinemon, skipping to Lord? It's like that really just dragged out and dragged the tension completely down. I just was not feeling it at all. There was no tension there. I felt no worry whatsoever upon watching this episode of One Piece. Like I said previously, that could be because I know what's going to happen next, but yeah, I'm pretty sure some of you anime only watchers felt that way as well. So yeah, this episode leaves off with Luffy seeing his crew supposedly blasted to death. Him shouting Kaido, anime only watchers. What do you think Luffy will do next? And Law as well, you gotta remember there's some members of Law's crew up there as well. So what do you think they gonna do next? Let me know. Actually, you probably don't, because this video will probably come out late. But if you want to, let me know what you did think at the time, because this probably won't be out until next week. Anyway, 2-star rating because of the pacing. I'm gonna call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Maggot Section. I'm here today to bring you the review for One Piece episode 940. Now, this may be a unpopular opinion, sorry, but I didn't really enjoy this episode at all. I mean, there's bits and bobs that I did like. There is some good things I can say about the episode, but at the end of the day, when it all boils down to it, I'm disappointed, and that's simply because of the Kaido versus Luffy fight. Now, I don't want to say too much about it because the fight is not over yet. That's another thing that's wrong with it. The fight should have been done in one episode. But yeah, I was really upset with where it left off as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a point which probably where the next episode will end off where I think the fight should have been fit into one episode basically. But I always think there's a lot about the One Piece anime stuff should have been stuffed into one episode rather than split into two or three or whatever. But anyway, I think based on what we have seen so far, and I probably feel the same way after the next episode as well, but they have downplayed this fight kind of badly. It hypes up Luffy again. I'll go into more specifics next week. It hypes up Luffy, but at the same time, it downplays Kaido. Now, I'm gonna go into specifics next week, but for example, in this episode, no, I can't even say that yet because it kind of goes into what I want to say next week. But basically, there's bits in this episode where I thought to myself, okay, it didn't play out like that within the manga. I'll go into the specifics next week, but yeah, it didn't play out that bit within the manga. There was bits added, obviously. That's what animes usually do. They add, especially when it comes to fight scenes, they add bits and bobs to it to make stretch out the fight scene, make it quote unquote better. But obviously, we know why they're doing it is to stretch out the episode. But the stuff that they added, again, this is all from memory. I am going to go back and read the manga chapter, and I will add to this video if I thought something out of place. But from memory, they added stuff to the fight, and as I'm thinking, yes, I get why you add stuff, but you can add stuff to the fight without changing the quote unquote nature of the fight. For example, if within the manga, okay, the fight was even and you add stuff to the anime version of the fight and the fight is still even, then that's good. But you could have an even fight within a manga and that's the whole fight be even, but in the anime they add scenes of one person having the upper hand at chance, then that's a downplay because you're downplaying the character who essentially loses and you're upplaying the character who had the upper hand at first because it made it seem like they're stronger than they were, but maybe within the manga they didn't get the upper hand. If you get what I'm trying to say here? That's what they're doing, at least that's the kind of vibe that I feel like we're doing within this episode of One Piece. And again, the next will follow into the next episode as well. The depicting how the fight goes wrongly. That's my problem with it. That's my problem with it. But other than that, there was some good stuff. I kind of liked how they overplayed how angry Luffy is within his Gear 2 transformation before he storms off and runs off. And that is another thing as well that that's why I need to go back and read the manga. Because the way this episode was depicted, Luffy stayed in Gear 2 while in Gear 3 while striking Kaido. My problem with that is that I don't remember it being that way, and if that is how it turned out, then the elephant gun shouldn't have been an elephant gun at all. Luffy's Gear 2 plus Gear 3 attacks are uh, giant shell attacks, so giant shell, blah blah blah. No, what was it? Jet Giant? Yeah, Jet Giant. Yeah, Jet Giant. So that should have been a Jet Giant elephant gun. Get it? But that wasn't the case. So I need to go back again and check. Was he in gear? Was he in gear 2 at the time? Other than that, I do appreciate the change. I don't know if it was better. I don't know if it was better, but definitely I do appreciate the change in the animation for the fight sequence. Was it better? It was just a different style, which I guess worked. But sometimes I thought, it's not working. So I don't know. But anyway, that's everything I've got to say about this episode. If I do need to apologize for something that I missaid within this video, I'm going back to read the manga chapter now, so if I have anything to add to it, it will be added right here. But if not, I'm going to give it a 3-star rating and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.